a unicorn. It's crazy. Zach Wilson's just coming back from injury. We're missing our left tackle. Defense is not living up to expectations. We have questions, maybe, about our coaching staff. And this guy, the Buffalo Jet fan, is telling Zach Wilson to go out there and be a unicorn and save the franchise. I am. And it's the biggest compliment that you could pay this young man. And it is the reality of the situation, fair or not. And on that word, unicorn, where's that coming from? It's not my word. It is the word used when I get pushback from people, when I go ahead and put the expectation on Zach Wilson to go out there and do the thing of becoming an exceptional quarterback in this league sooner rather than later as the number 2 overall pick in the draft. And whenever I try to compare him to any other quarterback who's done some impressive things in their first 1, 2, 3 seasons with some adversity along the way, I'm met with, that's not realistic. You can't compare him to that guy. Can't compare him to a Mahomes, a Jackson, a Burrow, an Allen, a Herbert, even a Watson, what he did his first couple years in Houston. I'm told those guys are outliers. Those guys are unicorns. Well, let me get this straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 16, over a third of the teams in our conference have a unicorn? Time to take unicorns off the endangered species list officially. And furthermore, if Zach Wilson is not going to eventually become one of these apparently ever more common unicorns, then are the Jets ever getting theirs? Because that's what's going to take to compete in this AFC. We keep talking about the AFC is stacked, AFC is stacked. AFC is going to be stacked because all those supposed unicorns are young, and they're probably not going anywhere anytime soon. So wouldn't it be nice, instead of fretting and panicking and excusing away bad football because the AFC is stacked, let's go be one of the reasons the AFC is stacked and the fastest. No, realistically, the only way to do that is to Zach Wilson to go ahead and play some football that is on the same stratosphere as some of the young men we just named. It's not too lofty an expectation, because the only player who was taken ahead of Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, was the best quarterback prospect in a decade. So you could argue in many, possibly even in most NFL drafts, Zach Wilson would have been the first name called. So if we're not getting our unicorn there, are we ever? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. And Zach Wilson is just as talented as a lot of the guys I mentioned. And is this New York Jets offense the greatest show on turf? No. But we've done enough. Zach Wilson is stepping into a team with 2 really good guards, with an okay center, with all of a sudden a pretty darn good right tackle in Max Mitchell, 2 dynamic, explosive, complementary running backs, a couple of young wide receivers who can get open like that. Tight end in Tyler Conklin, who got some drops and fumbles, but he's going to probably break some single-season tight end production records for the New York Jets. He's got an offensive coordinator who, if nothing else, showed last year that he is bold and he is creative. And Zach Wilson, brother, is it fair to ask you to put this franchise on your shoulders? Probably not. You know what else isn't fair? What those other unicorns do to their opponents on a weekly basis. It's the reality of the modern NFL. It is the haves and the have-nots. It is the teams that have that dude and the teams that don't. And as long as we don't, we're just going to be fighting for second place. Zach Wilson, go be a unicorn, brother. You can be. Go Jets.